Alright, so Evan here again with another unboxing for you. And Firelock Games here has sent us the 2-player starter set for their Blood and Plunder game. So this is a special box here that has pirates in it, has English in it, there's some ships in it, the entire rule books that you need to play this, some really cool stuff. It also has some special figures in it for Blackbeard versus Captain Maynard. Alright, so let's take a look at here. This box is absolutely gigantic. I grabbed a tape measure here. And we're looking about 21 inches across. Nice thing being a wargamer, you always have a tape measure never too far away. So a little over 6 inches tall. And about 14 inches deep. So a very, very large box. The artwork on it is really, really cool though. So let's pull out our trusty knife here and take a look at what's inside. Super excited for this. Have some other Blood and Plunder stuff right now, and I'm excited to make good use of that, and having this, it'll definitely be a great way to really start into it using the other stuff I have as a supplement. Alright, get the cellophane out of the way. Let's take a look at the back of the box here before we open it up. So as you can see, you're going to have all this contents here. And I'll read over the what they have here. So you got soft cover rules. You're going to have Blackbeard, Lieutenant Robert Maynard. You're going to have 24 28mm plastic pirates. You can see right here kind of an example of what you're going to get and how to assemble. You're going to have 2 plastic pirate ships. They're going to be sloops. And you're going to have 2 options for them. 2 activation decks, which the game itself is a card activation system. You're going to have the guide cards for the units and the ships. You're going to have the mat, so it is going to be dual-sided, sea and land. Turn gauge, sync point gauge, wing direction gauge, some punchable terrain, D10s, marker tokens, and you're going to have a measuring ruler here. So let's flip this over and let's take a look. And as always, miniatures in here come unassembled and unpainted. As people have know me, when I usually do these unboxings, I usually do it very quietly. But with the amount of stuff that's in this one, I figured, you know what, I'm going to talk as I go through it because there's a lot. So, very generic, matte, land on one side, sea on the other, and sit on the board. Box, I mean, 3x3. So, these look like assembly instructions, more assembly instructions, and assembly instructions again. Put those aside here. So let's take a look here over on the side. So two guys in there, so I'm assuming these are our special edition captain and lieutenant. Bases. What is really cool is their texture bases, so they look like wooden planks. Alright, nothing else in there, so let's take a look here in mystery box number 1. So in there, looks like we got some plastic spruce. And if you're familiar with these at all, there's your guys. So I'm going to slide this up the side because the black on black makes it a little harder to see. This should help. But there you go. So in that box there was 2 of those. And we got sloop number 1 here. All the pieces you need to put it together. Well, not all the pieces because you got that and that to go with her. And here's all your accoutrement. I see hard ports, I see cannon, all sorts of good stuff there. Just a lot of extra bits and bops to kind of put with it. So it looks like there's going to be some building and assembling videos on my part. Stay tuned for those, guys. And definitely feels like some really good quality plastic in there. So let's grab box number 2. And looking in there, as you can see, exactly the same contents that was in there. Alright, so let's continue more here. So you got the 2 sloops and their unit cards. And Blackbeard and Robert Maynard. Their reference cards. Alright. Punch tokens. All the good stuff. Terrain punch. Missing 1. Haha! Right there. The very bottom here. Rulebook for Blood and Plunder. Which I'll go into do a separate review for that. We're going to get our activation cards right here. For, you see our Union Jack for our British. And the Pirate deck. And special D10s. Won't go into these too much because these 2, being semi-familiar with the rule set, when I do a full review over the rule set, I'll go over this stuff and kind of explain what they are used for. But that's what you have in this gigantic box here. So until later, when I give you a more in-depth video of what's going on with this, have a good night.